Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm delighted to have you here today. My name is Dr. S.K. Singh, and I hold a PhD in this exciting field. Today, I will be guiding you through a fascinating topic, nanotechnology in pharmaceutical manufacturing and control. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore how nanotechnology is transforming the way we develop and regulate medicines. So, let's get started and dive into this innovative subject together. So let's explore what nanopharmaceuticals are. Essentially, these are drug systems that are engineered at an incredibly small scale, at the nanoscale, to achieve better performance. By working at this tiny level, we can create more effective and targeted drug delivery systems. Some common examples include nanoparticles, nanoemulsions, liposomes, and nanocrystals. Now, you might wonder, what exactly is nanotechnology? It involves manipulating materials at a scale of 1 to 100 nanometers. To put that into perspective, a nanometer is a billionth of a meter, so we're talking about incredibly small structures. This technology has become widely used in the pharmaceutical industry because it offers significant advantages. For instance, it can improve the solubility of drugs, which means drugs that previously had difficulty dissolving can now be more easily absorbed by the body. It also enhances bioavailability, ensuring that a higher proportion of the drug reaches the bloodstream and the target tissues. Moreover, these nanoscale systems enable targeted therapy. Instead of affecting the whole body, drugs can be directed precisely to the disease site, reducing side effects and increasing treatment efficacy. Overall, nanopharmaceuticals are transforming how we deliver and improve drugs, making treatments more efficient, effective, and personalized. Now, let's take a closer look at the different types of nanotechnology systems we encounter in this field. First up are polymeric nanoparticles. These are made from biocompatible polymers and are quite versatile, often used for drug delivery because they can be engineered to control how the drug is released. Next, we have liposomes. These are essentially tiny vesicles with a phospholipid bilayer, which makes them excellent for encapsulating both hydrophilic and hydrophobic substances. They mimic cell membranes, so they tend to be very biocompatible. Moving on, solid lipid nanoparticles, or SLNs, are composed of solid lipids at room temperature. They offer a stable platform for delivering drugs with controlled release profiles. Then, we have nanoemulsions, which are very fine oil-in-water or water-in-oil emulsions. They can improve the solubility of poorly water-soluble drugs and enhance absorption. Lastly, dendrimers are highly branched, tree-like structures that can be precisely engineered to carry drugs or imaging agents. Overall, these systems showcase the incredible diversity and adaptability of nanotechnology in medicine, allowing us to tailor treatments specifically to patient needs. Now, let's take a closer look at liposomes. These are spherical vesicles with a lipid bilayer, essentially tiny bubble-like structures composed of fats. They are quite versatile and have several important applications, especially in targeted drug delivery. For example, liposomes can be used to deliver anti-cancer drugs directly to tumor cells, which helps increase the effectiveness of the treatment while minimizing damage to healthy tissue. This targeted approach also helps reduce the overall toxicity of the drugs, making therapies safer for patients. Moving on, we also have polymeric nanoparticles, which are made from biodegradable polymers. These particles are designed to break down naturally in the body, providing a controlled release of the drug over time. This means that medications like anti-cancer drugs can be released gradually, maintaining a therapeutic level for longer periods. Additionally, because they are stabilized by the polymer matrix, they help improve the stability of sensitive active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, ensuring that the drugs remain effective until they reach their target. Both liposomes and polymeric nanoparticles exemplify how nanotechnology systems are advancing medicine, making treatments more precise, effective, and safer for patients. Let's talk about nanoemulsions. These are essentially very fine oil-water dispersions, meaning tiny droplets of oil dispersed throughout water, which can be incredibly useful in various applications. For example, in topical formulations like creams and gels, Nanoemulsions can enhance the delivery of active ingredients, making them more effective on the skin. They are also valuable for improving the delivery of herbal extracts, ensuring better absorption and efficacy. Moving on, we have solid lipid nanoparticles, or SLNs. These are lipid-based carriers designed for controlled drug release. Think of them as tiny lipid spheres that can encapsulate drugs, protecting them and releasing them gradually over time. This approach is especially beneficial for oral delivery of drugs that are poorly soluble in water, as it can significantly improve bioavailability, the amount of drug that actually reaches systemic circulation and can exert its therapeutic effect. So, in summary, these nanotechnology systems, like nanoemulsions and SLNs, are all about enhancing how drugs and active compounds are delivered in the body, whether topically or systemically. They help us improve efficacy, control release profiles, and overcome solubility challenges, fitting perfectly into the overall goal of advancing drug delivery systems. Now, let's look at some key applications of nanocrystals in manufacturing. One of the main benefits is the improved drug solubility and faster dissolution rates, which means that drugs become more bioavailable and work more effectively. This is especially important for poorly soluble drugs, where traditional formulations often struggle. Another significant advantage is the enhanced stability of active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs. Nanocrystals help protect the drug molecules from degradation, ensuring they stay effective throughout their shelf life. Controlled and sustained drug release is also a major benefit. By controlling how the drug is released over time, we can improve patient compliance and therapeutic outcomes. Scale-up processes, like high-pressure homogenization, are crucial for moving from lab to manufacturing. This technique allows us to produce nanocrystals consistently on a large scale, meeting industry demands. For example, nanocrystal formulations are particularly useful for poorly soluble drugs, helping to overcome solubility challenges and improve overall drug delivery. These applications demonstrate how nanocrystals are transforming pharmaceutical manufacturing, making drugs more effective and reliable. Now, let's take a look at how these advanced analytical techniques play a crucial role in quality control. First, we have particle size analysis, often done through dynamic light scattering, or DLS. This method helps us determine the size distribution of nanoparticles, which is essential for ensuring consistency in our products. Next, we have zeta potential measurement, which tells us about the surface charge of particles. This is important because it affects stability and aggregation behavior. Moving on, electron microscopy techniques like SEM and TEM provide detailed images of our nanoparticles, allowing us to examine their shape and surface features at a very high resolution. To put this into context, imagine we want to ensure that our nanoparticles are uniformly sized. These techniques enable us to verify that, and by doing so, we can maintain high quality and performance in our applications. Overall, these analytical tools are vital for maintaining strict quality standards and optimizing our nanoparticle formulations. Now, while nanotechnology offers many exciting advantages, it's also important to acknowledge the challenges we face. One major concern is toxicity, or nanotoxicology, which relates to how these tiny particles might affect human health and the environment. Stability is another issue. Ensuring that nanomaterials remain stable throughout production and storage can be quite complex. Additionally, manufacturing processes for nanotech-based products tend to be intricate and costly, which can impact scalability and affordability. Regulatory hurdles also pose a significant challenge, as developing appropriate guidelines and gaining approval can be a lengthy process. Despite these challenges, the benefits of nanotechnology are quite compelling. Targeted drug delivery allows us to direct therapies precisely where they're needed, minimizing damage to healthy tissues. This targeted approach also helps reduce side effects, making treatments safer for patients. Enhanced bioavailability means that drugs can be absorbed more effectively, often at lower doses, which further reduces potential adverse effects. As a result, patients tend to be more compliant with their treatments because therapies become more tolerable and easier to follow. So, while there are hurdles to overcome, the potential for nanotechnology to revolutionize medicine is truly significant. Let's take a look at this case study to see how these concepts come together in practice. We started with a drug that has poor solubility, which is a common challenge because it leads to low bioavailability. When a drug isn't absorbed well, it can limit its effectiveness, so finding a solution is crucial. The approach we took was to develop a nanocrystal formulation. By reducing the particle size to the nanometer scale, we significantly increased the surface area, which in turn boosts the dissolution rate. As a result, the drug is better absorbed into the bloodstream, improving its overall bioavailability. Now, shifting to regulatory considerations, these are essential to ensure that our formulations are safe, effective, and compliant with industry standards. First, we need to adhere to Good Manufacturing Practice Guidelines, or GMP, to maintain quality and consistency throughout production. Characterization and safety evaluation come next. These steps help us understand the properties of the nanocrystals and ensure they are safe for patients. Stability studies are also critical. They tell us how the formulation holds up over time under various conditions. Finally, thorough documentation and validation are vital to demonstrate that our manufacturing process is reliable and reproducible. All these steps are interconnected, ensuring that innovative solutions like nanocrystals can reach patients safely and effectively, aligning with the overall goal of advancing drug delivery technologies. Let's wrap up with some key takeaways. Nanotechnology is really transforming how pharmaceutical manufacturing and control are done. It opens doors to innovative solutions, especially when it comes to tackling complex drug delivery challenges. These advancements can improve how drugs are delivered, making treatments more effective and targeted. However, with these exciting possibilities come important responsibilities. Strict quality control and regulatory compliance are essential to ensure safety and efficacy. As we've seen throughout this presentation, integrating nanotechnology into pharma requires careful oversight. In essence, nanotechnology holds great promise for the future of medicine, but it also demands rigorous standards. By balancing innovation with regulation, we can unlock its full potential to improve patient outcomes. For further support, please feel free to contact us. We're here to help you with any questions or additional information you might need. And with that, I want to thank you all for your time and attention today. Your engagement is truly appreciated, and I hope you found this presentation valuable. Remember, we're committed to supporting you beyond this session, so don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you once again for being part of this journey.